Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your March 2022 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign, Saggy, this is for you. And I always advise that you watch all three to get a clearer, more complete picture of how they're going to speak to you. With that said, remember they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So for your actions and interactions with the world at large over the course of March, you have... the Ten of Cups. Beautiful, right? So if I were to say nesting instincts are fully well kicking in, this wouldn't be a stretch, right? For a lot of you, it does look like you are either searching for or looking to create more of a homely home vibe in your lives. For some of you, this might be about returning to a country of origin or making plans to. For some of you, this could literally be about the space or the place that you live in, whether this is trying to fortify it, make it safer, make it stronger, make your living situation more harmonious or more aesthetically pleasing. For a lot of you, it looks like you're really focused on the home this month, on making sure that the experience that you have in the home sphere is the best that you can have, right? This is you not holding back, not denying yourself, but more importantly, being very clear cut on what home actually feels like for you and how you're going to make that, or rather how you are making that your priority. For your communications and conversations, you've got the Three of Pentacles. So for some of you, this could literally be some form of home study. For some of you, this is maybe you're deciding to take a course. Maybe you're joining my tarot course in March. But yeah, this looks like a lot of you are very focused on doing some sort of learning, but you're doing it from home. Maybe this is you sourcing new ideas. Maybe for some of you, this could literally be bringing resources or materials into the home in order to create something. There's a lot of conversations this month about you gathering knowledge, gathering information. Maybe some of you are learning new duties, new skills. For a lot of you, this looks like some of the conversations are really geared towards you absorbing knowledge. Like usually with Sagittarius, it's you guys are disseminating the knowledge, but this month I feel like you're digesting it. So this could be maybe you're having to buy books on a new subject. Maybe you're having to really step into like what, you know, or like almost like what is next. Do you know what I mean? Like, but in order to do what, and maybe this is a part of it, right? In order to do whatever it is that you're trying to do now or to move towards it, you're having to gain new knowledge, gain new experience, gain new understandings and perspectives. And some of them might fly in the face of what you already believe, or maybe even challenge some of the beliefs that you have. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It could just be a moment where you are having a bit of a learning curve. Now, for those of you that are employed by somebody else or work for yourselves, so people that are working, that Three of Pentacles, it's like in order to do the new duties or in order to continue doing the duties that you're having to really, it's not even up leveling your skills, it's just broadening the depth of your knowledge. When it comes to those of you that are not working, whether that's, you know, for retirement reasons, whether you're taking a break, whether you're studying, whatever it is, again, similar energy, but this goes even further because it's like at the moment, maybe you're sourcing advice from people left and right. I will say this, one thing that I do agree with the coaching world on: why would you follow somebody or take advice from somebody who's never done what you're trying to do? All right, focus it, get specialized answers on your challenges, your questions or your problems. Get information from people that actually know what they're talking about, right? When it comes to your heart and half, you've got the Hanged Man card. So for those of you that are partnered, married or in long-term commitments, the relationship is taking a bit of a back seat. It's not going anywhere. There's no problems with it, but it does look like maybe it's not even so much you don't have so much time for the relationship, you just don't have time in general at the moment because your brain is so full with new knowledge, new information, new insights, and it's like you're having to work really hard on this. So everything and everyone else in your personal sphere is having to take a bit of a back seat. That's not actually a bad thing, you know. Sometimes having that space or that break away from your partner where you're working on separate things just makes you closer, because then you really appreciate the time that you're actually having together. The other thing as well, because it is the Hanged Man with the Three of Pentacles, don't let the newfound knowledge that you're taking on board interfere with your relationship. All right, that's the feeling that I get from that. And I will say as well, for those of you that are single and looking, this kind of reminds me of, like, you know, those moments, and I've got a few friends actually, a few friends that are girls, who have said, like, you know, when they date a guy and the guy finds out that they're either super successful or they're, you know, super intelligent, it's seen as a bit of like a, you know, almost like they feel emasculated for it. And I'm like, what the fuck? That really makes no sense to me. Like, wouldn't you be on the opposite side of it? Like, check my chick out, she's a fucking badass. That makes so much more sense to me than being like intimidated or emasculated because, you know, the woman that you're dating is super incredible at what she does, or she's super educated, or, do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that for me is mind boggling. But if you're single this week and you are talking to someone, maybe your gifts, your skills, or your status in some way is a little bit off-putting, that's got fuck all to do with you and everything to do with them. All right, sorry, potty mouth, I know some people really complain when I start. I can't help it, sometimes I have to, you know, I get really... Anyway, for your money and materials, you've got the Five of Wands. You've got this next to the Hanged Man. This can be deeply creative for finances, money and resources, which is great. So you could make more money this month by being more creative about where you source items from. Maybe this is a month to get out of your own way and stop giving discounts. Maybe this is a month for you to start putting your prices up if you work for yourself. All of that kind of stuff comes up here. It does look like you have some direct competition though, all right? So if there is a top spot, if there's more money or overtime up for grabs, you're not going to be the only person going for it, and you may need to fight a little bit harder than, you know, usually Sag is quite magnanimous and, you know, they kind of tend to come up trumps because, hello, Jupiter. This month, it's not going to fly. You are going to have to work a little harder for it, all right? For your first week of the month, and for those of you that are worried about the way that I shuffle, I always shuffle my cards before I even start the video, all right? So I like to do it on camera so you know that I don't stack the deck. All right, for your first week of the month, you have the Temperance card. This is you, baby. This is all you, right? Temperance card is Sagittarius ruled. You got this with the Ten of Cups. This really is you aligning with the idea of building your forever home, whatever that looks like, whether that is a place, whether it's people, whether it's a mix of the two. This first week of the month as well, I kind of feel like a lot of you are quashing some sort of drama. It's like, you know what? I like where I am. I like where I live. I'm going to squash this shit right here and right now because I'm not going to put up with crap in my space. Good for you. For your second week of the month, you've got the Strength card. This is about finding the grit to take on new ideas, new methodologies, new ways of doing things. Also having the grit and the guts here in this second week to speak your truth or to have... Now, speaking your truth is never something that Saggies worry about or have issues with. When it steps on people's toes or upsets others, you guys do tend to take a step back and be like, okay, how can I adjust this? You know, which is one of the things that I love about you, because I've got a lot of love and a lot of time for Sagittarius people because they've always been really kind to me, even sometimes in ways that were a little bit brutal. But totally needed, right? So good stuff. For your third week of the month, you've got the Devil card. So this is where the sun comes into the sign of Aries, which is actually a trine energy to your sun, moon or ascendant, whichever you're watching for. But this with the Hanged Man, yeah, if you try to force it with the partnership or the relationship this month, it may come across that way, right? Your partner might be like, you know, I feel like you're just spending time with me for the sake of it, or, you know, you're here in body, but your mind is checked out. Go and take care of what you got to take care of. You know, we'll chill after. And we've all been through times like that in our relationships, right? Where, you know, one of you's coming out the door, the other one's coming in. You literally maybe have like a kiss and a hug at the door, and then you go on about your business. You know, one of you climbs into bed at 3 in the morning, you have a little bit of a snuggle, 5, 6 o'clock, one of you's back out. Do you know what I mean? Like, there are times in life where it does this and then it has to go back out the other way. This feels like one of those months, and if you try to force it here in this 3rd week of the month, I kind of feel like you'll end up breaking it, you know, and there's just no need. Now, for a select few of you, it is the Devil card and the Hanged Man. This could be where you indulge each other to the point where you're kind of excusing bad behavior, all right? So this could be maybe one of you says, chuck a sickie, right? You both sat on the sofa, and that one day turns into 3, turns into 5, turns into, you know, this could be a lot of overindulgence energy within a relationship. Just be careful. For those of you that are single, for those of you that are single and looking, I would watch out for this, because it suggests that somebody is coming in who is not all they're cracked up to be. You are likely not seeing this person very clearly. They may make you feel really good in the here and now, but the words dancing with the devil really do come up for me. So just watch out. For your 4th week of the month, you've got the Emperor card underneath the Hanged Man. There is, underneath the 5 of Wands, there is chances to improve the finances. There is overtime, there is busyness or more business. But the challenge that comes up with it, like I said, you've got competition here. It's not just going to be, you know, well, you've been here the longest, so we'll give it to you. There's direct competition that you are going to have to go toe to toe with. If there's something you want to win, if there's something that you feel you are worth or you deserve, you're going to have to show up for it. That new moon in Pisces at the beginning of the month, you've got the Gate 32 and Endurance. This is actually a really great card. You see the hairs on the thingy? This is a great card to have for the Pisces new moon, because this suggests that this new moon is going to highlight to you where maybe you've been running on instinct, and you can be a little bit more intelligent than that, right? You're not really, you're a reactive sign in that when challenges happen, you'll find solutions for them, but you're not reactive in the sense of, oh, you know, this is triggering me and now I'm just going to go off on one. You're a lot more strategic than that, and I think this new moon is going to remind you of it. Your full moon message is the Gate 8 and Contribution. This card came up, I think, for Scorpio as the new moon message. And it's interesting because the full moon message for Scorpio and Libra was exactly the same. So I'm intrigued. There's obviously something going on with those 3 signs at the moment, and it will be interesting to see how their messages and stuff come out over the course of the next month. The full moon is really, the full moon in Virgo is really showing you how to show up as your authentic self. Now, you've been going through a lot of this recently, and Saggies tend to be very authentic anyway, because it's a sign that's ruled by truth, right? But this is reminding you that sometimes your truth is literally just that you love the way that you are. And this full moon, I think, is going to show you how to remember that. All right. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.